Hey, welcome to our live stream. I'm very excited for this one. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully you can see me, and then beside me, you can see the cruise globe where we have live cruise ship data now. So I thought it would be quite nice if any of you are on a cruise ship right now. Let me know if you're going on a cruise. If you want to find out where ships you've been on before are, let me know. Just put it in the comments. We're going to do a general sort of cruise chat as well. So if you have any questions, please start it with question. And I'm hoping that this is going to work. So I am sharing a separate screen. I'm sharing an iPad over here. So fingers crossed this works, but apologies if I mess up with the technical side. But yes, this we can see right now. This is in Alaska. I'm just having a look because in the UK it is dinner time, so a lot of the cruise ships are moving away from port. If you have a look right now in Norway, for example, most of the cruise ships are not there, but in Alaska it's still the middle of the day, so all the cruise ships are docked. So if you have a look here, you can see Norwegian Encore. That's where Norwegian Encore docks in there. And then you can also see there's another one around here somewhere. There it is, Coral Princess. So that's very cool. You can click on it. You can, this is maybe not going to work as well as normal given that it's going through so many different things, but it is so much fun. So this is free to use, of course, on thecruiseglobe.com. Hello to everyone who is joining. Very nice to see you. But yeah, you can zoom in. Ketchikan. I was in Ketchikan on Norwegian Encore not long ago, and you can see exactly where it has docked, and you can see in 3D, which is so cool. Look at that. I have my second screen down here, by the way, so if you see me looking that way, I'm not ignoring you. Oh, we can go underwater if we want. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Question from Scott, who says, what are your thoughts on the Carnival loyalty program change? I'm not really that surprised, to be honest. I've always said I don't think cruise line loyalty is really worth that much, and I understand people are upset about it. It's not something that I worry about at all. And if anything, I'm quite excited that some people who are very loyal to Carnival are now saying that they're going to try other things. So they're going to try, you know, maybe an MSC cruise or something like that. This here is, if I go on here, so I'm on live at the moment, but we also have my cruises. I can show you my most recent cruise, my most recent Carnival cruise while we're on the Carnival conversation. So here's the one that I took on board Carnival Miracle. My video I shared yesterday. So if you haven't already seen that, please check that out. And yeah, interesting one. Grace says, sorry if this was mentioned already. Is this a live map? Yes. So we have added live cruise ship data into the Cruise Globe. Previously, it was just a kind of historical list. And you can see here is my historical list of the cruises that I've taken. But we have this new tab now, which is very exciting, called Live Map. So if you click on Live Map, you have all the ships. This is all the cruise ships in the world right now, which is kind of crazy. But you can also favorite your ships. So here are my favorites. And I have just favorited all of the ships that I've sailed on because I think that's quite interesting. And I like to come in here and look at them all. Like, look at them all. It feels like, I almost feel like they're little pets to me. I'm like, look at, so sweet. But yeah, if you want to search for any ship here, you can just favorite it. Say I want to favorite that one. Just click favorite and then it will go into the favorites. But I've not been on that one, so I'm not going to favorite that one right now. Taking a Harvela cruise at New Year's. Wonder where she is now. Let's have a look. Hopefully I can type in the right place. There she is. The Harvela ones are beautiful because they're always so close to land. So there she is. So cute. Go, little ship, go. My Harvela cruise is quite funny to look at. For those of you who don't know Harvela, they're Norwegian ferries. So we docked, I think, about 10 times a day. Well, at least 5 times a day on that cruise. So it was really cool. So here she is. She's off. Norway is looking good. The Norway ones I really like. I think they're beautiful. So I can show you if I go on my cruises, my Harvela cruise that I took. It's really interesting. Hello to so many people in the chat. It's so nice to see you. I see a question that says, when is the Rolo plushie coming out? So that will be July the 12th. July the 12th, he will go on sale. So he'll be available to buy for 3 weeks. Again, all the money is going to charity. This is the final guy. Actually, this is the final guy. I changed his tongue to pink because dogs' tongues are actually pink. And it says, you know, Emma Cruz is on the hat, has the fluffy tummy, has the fluffy feet, everything like that. So yeah, on the 12th. The 12th. Let's have a look for my Harvilla cruise. So here is my Harvilla cruise. Look, you can see just how many ports we had. It's crazy. We can go on cruise replay and that will make the video version. So I can show you exactly where we went. I'm not suggesting we sit and watch this whole thing, but it is pretty cool. 3 days. So I was only on board for 3 days, 896 nautical miles. But look how wiggly that is. So wiggly. Okay, so if you do have a question, please start it with question just so that I can pick out what is a question and what is just general chit-chat. Was it difficult to learn Americanisms versus Britishisms such as cookies and biscuits? I don't think so. I think in the UK, we're very used to American phrases. We watch a lot of American films. We watch a lot of American just TV. We're very used to it, a lot more than the other way around. So maybe that's kind of why I started the Britishisms, because people would ask me questions and I sort of didn't realize that people didn't know those things, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think we're pretty used to it that way around. Does it show ships that haven't officially launched yet? No. So at the moment it is live data on the live tab, and the My Cruises tab is historical. We are going to be adding future cruises soon, so you'll be able to add in one you're doing in 6 months' time. It will do a predicted route until we know what the real route is, and then it will change to the real route. So you'll be able to have a look at how that changes. But yeah, at the moment it is past cruises and current cruises. Yes. Oh, Nathan's going on Sky Princess in October. Let's have a look where Sky Princess is. I like Sky Princess, yes. I haven't cruised with Princess for a long time. Not for any reason. I've cruised with Princess quite a lot. Aw, there she is. So it says also where it's going. It says coming back to Southampton, which is cool. Last updated 6 minutes ago, launched in 2019. Yes. Normally this is kind of a rectangle. It's looking more square because I'm sharing it through an iPad onto here, but you can go on your phone, you can go on your computer. At the moment, this is a website. It's not an app. We're building the app right now, so it won't be long. We do have on here the time slots, but you can turn those off if you want. If you click up here and then go on show labels, you can turn those off. So that's up to you. Will you be able to overlay the predicted route and the actual route? I don't know. At the moment, it's planning to just change. But I think it would be interesting. But then it's not going to be the predicted route that the cruise line tells you, because that's already wrong. It's going to be the predicted route that we know based on all the cruises that have actually done it. So you could compare even our predicted route with what the cruise line says. And the cruise line one tends to be just these like pretty lines, doesn't it? It's not based on anything real. How far in years does this globe go? Good question. So it goes back to 2015. We are working on a solution for pre-2015. You can still add pre-2015 cruises. We just don't have the data. It doesn't exist. But what we are going to do, so if you have a look at my list, I have some down here from pre-2015. Sometimes I get comments and people say, oh, all you do is cruise with Norwegian now. And I look at my list and it's like my first 5 cruises were with Norwegian. I tried MSC and then I went back to Norwegian for another 4 cruises. So I just like Norwegian. But yeah, it goes back to 2015. That's when the data is. If you add them in here, though, it will just come up as no data available. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing that we're going to do for the future cruises. So we will be mocking up. We know how a ship goes from A to B. We know which port it was in. So we're going to assume that you went the normal route. Obviously, if you have a particularly quirky one, like I have some on here, you could say I've been to the English Channel a few times, but if you have a quirky one like this, obviously we're not going to know that happened. This is a very after the pandemic kind of thing, like a cruise to nowhere kind of situation. But yes, soon the ones that are pre-2015 will just update, and then you won't be able to tell any difference. Thank you to, I see my dad in here answering some questions. Thank you to the moderators who look after these. I really appreciate it. Jonathan says, all of my cruises are with Disney. Yeah, a lot of people are very loyal to a cruise line. I just don't see why. I have the highest loyalty status with Norwegian, and I match that to MSC. So I have quite a high MSC status now, but it's not. It's the perks are great. Don't get me wrong. I love having a free bag of laundry. That feels so cool. But would I just look at that cruise line? No. Peter says, does Norwegian allow shared tables in their dining rooms? Second cruise on Prima did not. I don't know if they allow it. They certainly don't encourage it. It's not a thing on a Norwegian cruise. I love that. On my Carnival cruise, I had a table for 10. No mention of that till I sat down. Not really what I would like. Well, I think the answer is Norwegian don't facilitate it. You can sit with whoever you like, of course, because there's no set tables. So you would just have to find, you just have to ask other people and you'd have to organize that. But yeah. Hi, Emma. Will cruise maps bring river cruises? I've been playing around with my map all day, I assume. Yes, as you can imagine, probably, river cruises are quite complicated because they're so wiggly. And also, if you think about it, when we have a cruise here, for example, this Emerald Princess one, that had maybe 3,000 guests on it. So it's like we don't have to do the work 3,000 times. Like once we've done this route, it's already there, versus a river ship that has 100 people on it. The chances of you being the first person and us needing to do a manual check on it is just higher. It's just more work, because if you join the lines together, it might, it's just wiggly. It's just harder. So yes, we do have the river cruises now in the cruise map. So we have that in the physical print, because, we can take the time to work it out and get it on the physical print. It will come to Globe. It's not going to be the soonest thing that we do. We want to do the app first. I want to do pre-2015 first, but it'll be coming. If you have to table share, do you prefer with lots of people or just a table for 4 or 6? Interesting. I think a lot of people can be good. I did do a P&O cruise where we had a table, it must have been for 10, I think. I was on that cruise with my mum, and it was really nice. The group was really good. We ate again together at the end of the cruise, and that was nice. But you can be on a table for 10 where people just don't talk to each other. So, yeah. Good question. How good is GigSky eSIMs on cruises? This is something I've been testing on my last couple of cruises. For me, working, I've not found it good enough to work. But I think if you're somebody who wants to just send the odd WhatsApp or an email just to let people know that you're there, or to just check in on the dog, that kind of thing, it's pretty good. I have heard other people saying that they've had a lot faster speeds than me. But for me, I have always tried it and then upgraded to the Wi-Fi. But I do a lot of video calls when I'm on cruises. Most people are not doing that. So I'm not a normal kind of person. But I'm going to keep testing it. Deck Tales, when is Rolo going on sale? It is July the 12th. We have a wait list. If you go to emmacruises.com/Rolo waitlist, then I will be emailing everybody who is on there. I'm hoping that we can raise a lot of money. It's a really worthwhile charity. I think they said they found 6 puppies and dogs in the last week. Like, it's a lot. So if we can feed them, if we can give them hay, if we can keep them warm, I think that is a good thing. So the amount of money that we are going to raise, like the percentage that goes to the charity, is the same as it was with Captain Hudson, which is pretty good. The company that makes these, they're a Canadian company. They've given us basically like the highest profit share because it's for charity, which is very nice, very much appreciated. So I can sell him at the same cost as we did Hudson. $29.99, and then I think $5 postage. We're just doing flat. That's what it costs. That's much easier. So he'll be available to buy for 3 weeks. There is no limit on how many will be sold. We will basically be opening for 3 weeks, collecting all the orders, and then making them and then sending them out. So it's quite a long process, but it's better that way, I think. Haven't cruised with NCL yet. What is it about? What is it you love about them? I just find it suits me really well. I don't like dress codes. They have none. I don't like formal nights particularly. They have none. What I always say about cruises, because obviously I started cruising with Norwegian, so it's kind of my basis on what I thought about cruising. So when I say things like, oh, cruise ships are so clean, they make you sanitize your hands, oh, you can go for a walk and you'll always bump into entertainment, that was based on me cruising with Norwegian. And then I took a cruise here. This was my cruise where I started my website in 2016. And this cruise with Cunard was just a world away from what I was used to with Norwegian. I just find Norwegian cruises fun, easy. I like the ships. The food is kind of food that I like. So yeah, I think it just suits me. This cruise here, This was where I sat down and I started my website in 2016. I'd only cruised with Norwegian and MSC before then, and then Cunard. I have expanded the cruise lines that I've sailed on, but this was the one where I just thought it would be funny, thought it would be hilarious. But yeah, nice one in there, Kotor. That's a really nice sailing. You can see here how long that sailing is. And you can zoom in 3D too, which is cool. You put it in 3D. Pretty cool. I love this. You can really zoom in. Yeah, we wandered around here. I remember taking a photo from here across of the ship. Some ships do tender there and some dock, so interesting. Where are you from? I'm from the south of England. I had a comment earlier and it said, I don't know where you're from, but I can tell that's a northern accent. And I was like, I'm as southern as you can get. If you go any further south, then you're in the sea. Looks like Emma tried to draw the UK from memory. I don't have a memory for that kind of thing. I'm not good at things like flags, or I just don't think I have the space in my brain. Yeah. If you are on a ship right now, let me know and I'll have a look where it is. I think it's really fun. I had some people send me pictures from their ship and then I sent them back from sort of the satellite view. It was so cool. So cool. Suggestions for Alaskan cruises. I have a friend who's just booked a cruise to Alaska, so I've been thinking about this one a lot. My first ever cruise was to Alaska. It was with Norwegian, and I did the same on board Norwegian Encore. So we went up from Seattle down here. We went to Ketchikan. We did Skagway. I would definitely recommend you do the White Pass Railway if you can. That's the coolest one that I've done. Let's have a look who's in there. Celebrities in there at the moment. I would definitely pick a cruise line that has the inside passage. It's a day where you're just sailing, but it's so cool. It's like another world. And my top tip, I think, for Alaska would be go at the shoulder season. It gets very, very busy. It's peak season. I went in April. I think if you go towards the end, towards October even, that would be when I would personally pick. Wish I was on that ship right now. Yes. Yeah, the White Pass, it's not cheap, but it is worth it for sure. We had the most beautiful blue skies. We were so lucky. Let me know what ships you're going on as well. I like to keep an eye on the ships, and I find it really reassuring when I'm at the hotel or something, or I'm ready to fly and I can see the ship is coming into where I think it's going to be. I really like that one. Will we ever be allowed to add photos of the ship or port visits to the cruise globe that everyone could see? Yes, I think so. It's not an easy thing to do, though, if you can imagine, but it is on the plan for sure. Please let me know if you think of anything that you'd like to add, or everything that is in here is because I wanted it. So, and you wanted it. So just let me know. But yeah, that is part of the plan. It would be nice if you could, you could see, oh, which ships are in Alaska. I could click on this Viking one and I could click and see what other people were thinking about it and sharing photos and stuff. I think that would be really cool. That would be cool. Oh, going on Ambassador. Amazing. Where is that ship right now? Ambassador. Only 2 ships. Cute. Yeah, this is not normally so in the way. It's because I'm sharing an iPad right now. Where is she? I can see. Oh, there she is. Right in the middle of the sea. Nothing to look at particularly. What an interesting route. It does show the last 2 days, so you can see there. Yeah, not going very far, Ambassador. Cute. I would like to cruise with Ambassador. Again, I did try. It was only 8 hours that we spent on board, but I would like to try. Is there any chance of seeing where the Disney Wonder is at? Of course. Disney Wonder. Are there any other wonders? Oh, Wonder of the Seas. Disney Wonder. Oh, she's in Alaska. Lovely. Juneau. Cool. So you can see there's 3 ships here. You can go in 3D. Wow. That looks so nice. Lovely. Lovely. I'd like to be there. What is your favorite cruise line minus NCL? Because we know, haha, mine and my partner have a bet. He says Marella is your favorite. Marella is one of my favorites, yes. I think for me, it depends on, if you say to me, right, you're going on a cruise to, I don't know, a certain place, or with a certain person. If someone says you are going to take your nieces on a cruise, my favorite choice would be different from, oh, you're going to take an adult friend who doesn't want any kids on the cruise kind of thing. There's never any cruise that I've ever taken that I wouldn't do again. So they're all my favorite for something. Sometimes they're my favorite for this was very cheap. Sometimes they're my favorite for, yeah, don't know. But I do like Marella a lot. When I want just a very easy, see the sunshine, it's the easiest cruise line. I just fit in quite well with it. Then yes. But I really enjoy going on a Royal Caribbean cruise, going on an MSC cruise, going roller skating. I like Celebrity, has the most amazing food. Princess have fantastic cookies. I like their ships. Yeah. If Marella would change their Wi-Fi, they would be perfect. Yeah, their Wi-Fi is quite slow, in my opinion. I think it's just old ship kind of thing. It's just not been updated, but it's okay. It's all right. David says, try marine traffic, shows every ship. I don't want to see every ship that's on a cruise ship. I know there's other websites where you can see like a top-down mode where you can see where ships are, but there's no others where you can see it quite like this in 3D. And I just think this is so much more fun. And I don't want to see any other ships. I don't care about other ships. I care about cruise ships. It's just so cool. So cool. I'm going to spend hours on this. Speaking of Marella, how is booking Marella with the American team going? It is going good. We haven't seen any of the people that we've booked yet go on the Marella cruises. So I'm waiting. I can't wait to see what people think about it. But the actual booking part is going fine. Yeah, it's going quite well. So exciting. If you are in the US and you do want to book a Marella cruise, you can through my travel agents. You can't book it directly for some reason. Oh, this is better than Cruise Map. Thank you. Could you post the link for Rolo? Came in late. I can't type right now, but one of the moderators can, I'm sure. It's just emmacruises.com/Rolo waitlist. Or if you just type in emmacruises.com and then it's one of my top links. I have the most important things there. Oh, would you like a larger Marella ship, Iona sized? Bring it on. Why not? I only want to see cruise ships. Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, Tui Mine Shift. Right, let's have a look. Tui. It makes me laugh that these are the names. What is that one? Mine Shift Relax. I've never heard of that one. I'm assuming you mean one, but I don't know. It's just such a funny name. There it is. Oh, no, it's not. That's the... Oh, we have Ada. It's the ferry. Where is it? Must be there too. All the ships are there. Interesting. Go in. How mysterious. It is hard to really do this on an iPad because normally this would not be a square. But I think it's around here. I think it's in Estonia. Oh my gosh, I need to move my mouse. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. Loved your carnival video. Thank you. I'm glad. It was hard to use words to describe that. Same thing, just watch your carnival video. Very good. Thank you. Almost all Americans doing a European cruise. Yes, like 80% Americans on that cruise. Interestingly, my cruise that I just took, my most recent cruise that I took with Norwegian American Cruise Line, it does make me laugh. On Norwegian, I don't know how long they've done this, but for as long as I remember, they have a theatre show where they get people into the theatre and people as in the crew into the theatre and they sing a song and it says, you are Norwegian now, like part of the family kind of thing. But like Norwegian's not even Norwegian now. So it makes me laugh. But yeah. Are you using an iPad to stream? Yeah, so this is on an iPad. I'm not on an iPad. I'm on a Mac, but that's my second screen. So I have the mouse kind of going off one side, just kind of confusing. But yes, this is the Norwegian cruise that I took. And it was from Copenhagen. We went up the side of Norway, which was really cool. We went to Svalbard, which is one of the remote places in the world. You cannot die there. You cannot give birth there. You cannot have a cat there. There's no trees. And then we went across to Iceland. So that was really, really cool. But the majority of people on this cruise were from China, which was really random. But I think they were on big tour groups, so it makes sense. Followed by Americans, Germans. See, look at that random bit. Why did we do that? I don't know. Don't know. Oh, Jamie says, suggestion. I would love to sign up for alerts when a ship docks or leaves a port. Yes, I like the idea a lot. I also like the idea a lot that I can say what ship I'm on, and if another ship is outside, it can tell me. This is a really ship nerdy thing, I think, that I would really like it to pop up with, oh, you're passing Carnival Miracle or something, so I can check it out. I think that'd be really cool. Really cool. Sorry, can't comment. Waiting for new glasses so I can see what I write. Well, I hope it comes soon. You don't need to comment, don't worry, as long as you can hear me. How do you change the angle on the cruise globe? You can go into 3D kind of mode. The animation is all set up. You don't have to change the speed or the angle or anything like that. If you mean on here, I'm on a Mac, so it's different on a Mac versus on your phone or anything like that. But for me, if I do like a 2-finger touch and then go up, then it changes the angle like that. So you can go into 3D. Depends on your computer. It's the same as whatever you do on Google Maps, if that helps, if you're used to that. This makes me laugh. How many times I have left, not even Dover, but how many times I've left Southampton, how many times I've been to Le Havre. Makes me laugh. But there's definitely parts of my globe that are not full. Oh my goodness. If we just go to the other side, I have a few in Asia, but my Australia down here, it's completely blank. We'll get there. I'll get there. What is the best cruise for dogs? Your only option really is a Cunard cruise. If you want to take your dog on the Transatlantic, then Queen Mary 2 is your ship, but most other ships don't allow dogs. And I have a dog, but I wouldn't want to take him on the... This is the cruise that I did on Queen Mary 2, the Transatlantic. I won't play you the replay because it's just the sea. Yeah. This comment is interesting. It says, technically the cruise globe data for my cruise is incorrect, but that was due to a storm. The cruise started late. The cruise globe doesn't know what your planned itinerary is at all. So all it is doing is taking what you say. You say it started on this date, you say it ended on this date, and then it just joins the gap. So it has no idea what the itinerary was supposed to be. It doesn't know or care. It's just getting those 2 points and then filling in the middle. So it is whatever you tell it. You need to go to Africa. I have been to Africa. It's not on a cruise. I don't think I can add the time I spent on the floating hospital in Sierra Leone because, I mean, maybe I could. I don't know. It'd just be a little dot on there. Cruise globe is just blob plops. It is just blob plops. Yeah, we have Master Blob Plopper looking after it. It is blob plops. But yeah. Interesting. Have you got any Baltic cruises planned? I haven't. I really like Baltic cruises, though. It's been a long time since I've done one. I'd like to do more, for sure. This was a really good one that I did. Marella don't do this itinerary anymore, but it was a 2-week itinerary. It was really nice. That was my first Marella cruise. It was so good. Ooh. Reading about the original Queen Mary, and people would tip their room steward to turn the other way and they would keep their dog in their cabin. Yeah, it doesn't work like that anymore. John says, hit the like button. Yes, if you can, that would be much appreciated. If you take your pet from the US to the UK, doesn't the UK quarantine them when they arrive? I have no idea. I've never looked into it. I would assume you would just do all the tests and show all the vaccines and stuff before your dog goes on, but maybe there's a quarantine. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. My dog didn't have to quarantine. He's from Romania. He just had to have certain vaccines and things. Would you ever take a cruise on one of the newer Carnival ships? Yes, I would love to. I would definitely like to. I think it's very different from the older ships. It's the same with Costa. It is the same person who does the design. And I cruised on the Costa Luminosa, which is now the Carnival Luminosa. And my cabin was... It was like the main cabin was red and yellow, and then the bathroom was orange. And it was exactly how, if you imagine that, it was exactly like that. But then I did take a Costa cruise on Costa Smeralda, which is a much newer one. And it was night and day different, completely different. Chalk and cheese. Why does it show live data, but you can't add a cruise until 2 days after the cruise has ended, says Simon. That is a great question. So it comes from a different place at the moment, because we have literally just added live data 3 days ago. So at the moment we have a different place where we get our data from for the historic cruises, and it takes a day or two before they upload that. Going forward, at some point we won't have that gap anymore, but it does still exist, just because we don't have our own data yet. But once we've built up a collection of our own data from the live data, you know, if you did a 7-day cruise, we've only been tracking it for 3 days, kind of. So yeah, there's just a bit of a time in the middle, but it will not be like that soon. Soon it will be literally, once it's done, then it's done, and it'll update. Yeah, interesting to see the new Carnival ships as they have the same base as Iona and Arvia. Yeah, I've heard they're very different. I liked Iona, I liked Arvia. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't like it, but we will see. We will see. Would I cruise on an Icon class ship? Yes, sure. Why not? I cruised on Symphony of the Seas. That's the biggest Royal Caribbean ship that I've been on. Had a good time. Didn't really get to do much in ports because I was so busy trying to do everything on the ship. So I would definitely pick one with an itinerary that I didn't really care about the places so much. But if that worked. Jonathan says there were so many topless statues on your Carnival cruise. Yes, there were loads of bums and boobs. And that's not a sentence that I normally say in my reviews, but I think I say bum twice in that review, which is fine. Oh, a lovely comment says, Emma, you've taken me around the world. You're so welcome. It's so funny to me because obviously I can't comprehend people watching my videos. I can't. It's so strange. So every time I meet someone in real life, you know, I meet someone by the poolside grill and they'll tell me that they're from Germany, or I meet people at karaoke and they're from Missouri or something. And then in my head, that becomes who the videos are for. And I add everyone together into this, like, that's who it's for, right? Does that make sense? But that's the only way I can do it. So I imagine that. But I'm so glad. Like, if I can take you around the world, thank you for coming with me. Thanks for coming with me. Can you pre-order a map before your cruise? Yes. Yes, you can. On the cruisemaps.com. So how this is free, this is the cruise globe. This is completely free. I'm sure you know this is not free for us. It costs us a lot of money, but it is brought to you by our physical company. So we have the cruise maps, which is where you can buy these physical prints. You can buy the cruise album, and we have a new product coming soon, which is really cool. So also these ones, like my Queen Mary 2 print, that's what's behind the cruise globe. So I co-founded both companies. It's the same company. And if you are going to buy anything, use code Emma Cruises because it's a discount code, and I'd like you to get a discount because why not? Jonathan says, I'm pro-bum, but anti-smoke. I don't think I'd survive your Carnival cruise. Yeah, there's a lot of comments. I'm personally not too bothered really by the smell of smoke on cruises that much. But I do always mention it because I know some people really, really care. So, yeah. I think we should zoom in on a cruise ship. I think if you look, you can see how most of the cruise ships in Norway have now set sail. Because other than these little ones, ooh, princess, because it's getting towards dinner time. Pretty. It's also good to look at before you even book a cruise. I haven't had the chance to do that yet, but to decide, that looks nice, that doesn't look nice. Interesting. As deep as I am in the cruise globe, I have yet to play with this. I'm so ashamed. It is new. It is new. It is so new. Go, 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 go. Thank you. How seriously do you take online cruise reviews? I like to look at cruise reviews. I sometimes see the funniest reviews. I don't think you can. If you see a common pattern, then I would say probably that's true, but you can't just look at a review, particularly if it's just like a text review or on Facebook or something like that, without being able to see what the person is talking about. Because people will go on a cruise and they will say, oh, there was nothing to eat. And I'm like, there was literally thousands of options. Like, what are you eating in your real life that is not here to eat? So, yeah, obviously people don't review things if they're fine. Like, have you ever gone on a website and reviewed something because it was exactly just fine? So, Yeah. Have you ever thought about digital versions of cruise maps? We do have a digital version you can buy. Yes. Some people put them in photo books. Some people print them on like pillows or t-shirts or anything like that. But yeah, they're on the cruise maps. Tony's in here. Hey, Tony. So nice to see you. Started dabbling with this today. So fun. Love the country counts. Yes. Interesting. It's so fun for me because I saw Tony was talking to me today when he was adding his first cruises and sort of working out how the website works and things. And it's so fun because I get to sort of relive that excitement, which is cool. I get to relive that excitement every time I add a new cruise now, and every time I get to see where it went. Yeah, interesting. This one I think is one of my favorites. It's just beautiful. I'm so glad I now have on my cruise passport, which I can show you if I share it here. We now have a dot, which is higher than any other dot, which is Svalbard. All the way up here, if you can see it. I love that one. I see a comment from my mum that says, I'm Emma's mum and I don't spread malicious links. The problem must be at your end. I don't know what that is. I don't see any malicious links. I can't know hey in Tony's voice. Me too. It needs the same inflection and everything. For sure. Yeah, Tony has a good variety in his cruises. I was just showing everyone, Tony, how most of my cruises when I started cruising were with Norwegian because we cruised with Norwegian. We liked it, so we did more. I was a child. I was 11 down here, so it wasn't my choice, but I'm glad that my parents made this choice. These were great cruises that I took. And then when I took, this is the first cruise that I took myself as an adult without my parents, and I picked Norwegian because I like it. And that's what I knew, and it was a good cruise. Going on Morella Explorer 2 because of you. Let's have a look where Morella Explorer 2 is. I would guess she is either in the Canary Islands or in like the Adriatic, maybe. That's where they tend to be. Morella Explorer 2. Where are you? There you are. Where's that? Oh, just in the sea. In the sea. Going to Valletta. Oh, nice. I like Malta. Are there any ships in Malta? Costa. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I really like Malta. How was Iceland? Did they have nice pizzas? Sadly, the pizza that I miss every day of my life that was from the shop that is called Iceland, I've never found it again. Nothing else has ever lived up to it. I always used to eat this pizza after my live streams. And nothing's lived up to it since. But Iceland was great. I've never been to Iceland, the country, before, and it was fabulous. It was really good. Let's have a look at all of the ships in the world. It's crazy. Did you know it is 1%, I think, of ships that are cruise ships? So you think that this is a lot of ships. Imagine if we had all of the shipping containers on there. Crazy. Yeah, someone left a review saying you can feel the ship moving. Yeah, that's the thing. It's interesting to read reviews, but I would not base any of my choices on it. Have you ever thought about doing top trumps for cruise ships? I think that already exists, and I don't think I have the rights to make my own top trumps, but I think it exists. Yeah, I think so. Just bought my cruise map. Amazing. I hope you use the Emma Cruises discount code because why would you not? Why would you not like the discount? Look at that. Who's that? Carnival Miracle. There she is. There's my ship. That's where she's gone since I got off. Cute. Let's get rid of that. You can really zoom into if you want to look at literally these houses. Look at them. So cool. I did say when we shared this on Cruise Globe, I was like, this might be the end of my content creating career because I am going to struggle to not get distracted by this. We might just have live streams where I look at this. Did you hear about Morella building 2 new ships? Yes, exciting. 2030 and 2031 seems so far away. I can't get excited about 2030, but it sounds good. I look forward to it in 2030. Fun to watch Emma geek out. I'm glad. I'm glad because it's so nice to have people who would care about this stuff. That was the whole point of me starting my website in 2016, starting a YouTube channel in 2017, was because I just wanted to share this stuff. And I figured someone would want to listen, hopefully, somewhere. And you do, thankfully. Diamond Princess, for some reasons, made a about turn. Yeah, I love finding the ones that do little quirky bits. Isn't Diamond Princess, was that the COVID one? I don't remember. Oh, favorited Pride of America since it's home ported near me. Very nice. I used to work in a cruise terminal, and you'd be surprised how many people would ask in the terminal if they're on board already. Oh dear. What would you say is a must-do cruise destination or itinerary? Depends who I'm talking to, because it's a different answer based on the person who I'm talking to. For me, my favorite places to go, Norway. I love a Mediterranean cruise. I mean, Alaska was great. I like going, if it's winter, I like going down to the Canary Islands. My favorite place of all to cruise is Japan. But if you're someone who doesn't want to fly that far, then I'm not going to tell you Japan. But if I personally could just pick one more place to go for the rest of my life, it would be an Asian cruise. It would not be Le Havre. I also know it's not pronounced Le Havre, but I can't pronounce it any other way. That's how I pronounce it. Is there a request page to add new ships? We don't have a request page, but if you just email us, hello@thecruisemaps.com, we will add it. We will add it, yes. I got a +1 from Tony for Japan. So fun. Yes, so fun. Why do lines want to keep building new ships? Because there are businesses that make money through selling spaces on ships. So if they have more space, they make more money. Pretty much, I would guess. And also they need to keep up to date with their ships, because it's a very different experience going on a cruise ship that's 20 years old versus a brand new one. So never been to Le Havre, but everyone dunks on it. Yeah, I have been a few times, if you can see from here. It's just so close. If you're taking a cruise from Southampton, Le Havre is where you will go on pretty much every Northern European itinerary. And it's where you will go if you have any issues that mean that you need a substitute port. That's where you'll go. But it is just a massive shipping port. It's mostly shipping containers. You can see all along here. And how much we can zoom in. But it's all very industrial, if that makes sense. So when you get off the ship in Le Havre, I normally walk down, go across the bridge, maybe this bridge, not sure which bridge, but I walked around and I went to the beach last time, and that was pretty nice. So I would recommend just go to the beach. Here's the beach. That's cool. Little food places in there. Zooming really far in. But yeah, that's what I like to do in Le Havre. There's also some other things. There's like I went to see this very skinny house once, which was strange. And you can obviously get on a train or a bus, but it's advertised as the port for Paris. But I think you will see how far away Paris is from here. There it is. See, I had to zoom out so far to get to Paris. How do you rotate the map to eye level? On a Mac or a phone? Hold down 2 fingers and go up and down. Yeah. Eye level. Yeah, eye level as much as possible, eye level. I will say what it's really good for is where it is mountains, where it is, like a fjord. That's what really looks best in the 3D mode. Some places are just flat. I do like, though, I took my most recent cruise that was in Asia on board Norwegian Spirit. And that's a really good one to look at, because you can literally see. I have been there a few times, but it just looks so good. Like here's Mount Fuji, for example. And if we go in 3D, you can literally see where we docked. And there, look at that. Mount Fuji. That's so cool. Just check out Mount Fuji. Looking good. Oh! Just leave that there if anyone joins. Yeah. Yeah, Tony says, did the bus to Paris. It's a long journey to Paris. I think it is faster and probably cheaper to go from London on the train than it is to go in the bus. But I understand if you're like Tony, you've come a long way, then you're so close to Paris, you might as well go to Paris. But for me, not so much. Also, Paris is really Not one of my favorite places in Europe at all. There's so many places I'd rather go than Paris. Even in France, I'd much prefer to go to the south of France rather than Paris. It's really weird when I meet someone and the thing they want to do is go to Rome and Paris. Rome, Paris, and London. I'm like, they're not the best places. I'd rather go to Budapest, Warsaw, like so many places that are so much cheaper. Took 6 hours from Le Havre to Paris airport. Oh my goodness. Oh. Have you heard about Viking's Great Lake cruises? Yes, I have. They're very expensive. Look very good, though. They look very nice. But there's Disneyland in Paris. Where is Disneyland Paris? I don't know. I've never been. I've never been to Disneyland Paris. Right, let's go back on the other map. I can show you where we went in Iceland. We went to this place, which I'm pronouncing as Akureyri. I don't know how you pronounce it, but look at that. Beautiful. And it really did look like that. Disneyland Paris is a bit rough. I've not been, I don't know. I've not been to Disneyland, Disney World either. I've been to Disneyland Hong Kong, which is pretty cool. I think that's better. Thanks so much to the moderators who look after these chats. I really, really appreciate it. I would not dare sit here without you guys. Also, it's been really interesting to see the comments on my carnival video. They have taken a dark turn that I never have had on any other video before. It's been really strange. How do you zoom to the map? Do you mean go just in and out? It depends what computer you're on. For me, on a Mac, I just go up and down and it goes in and out. And then if you click and go up and down, it changes the, like zooms in and goes 3D, if that makes sense. But it depends what computer you're on, because I am iPhone, Mac, iPad, all that kind of stuff. I think we might have to do some tutorials though, because I think a lot of people aren't finding the 3D, and that's like the best thing, the coolest thing about it, I think. Look at all those little ships in the world. Oh my gosh, I can't get my mouse back. Here it is. Oh, went on my first cruise with MSC. Very nice. MSC Virtuosa. Lovely. Will we ever see a Universal ship like we have Disney ships? I don't know. I don't think so. The Viking ship looks beautiful. Yes. Viking cruises are beautiful. I took a part of a Viking cruise in 2018. I took 4 days of a longer cruise on a press cruise, and I talk about it now still, and I miss the food still now. It was so good. And also I loved it that you could just, because meals were included with lunch, so you could just pick up a can of Diet Coke. I just thought that was amazing for me back then. It's still amazing for me now. Can you use the map on an Android tablet? Yes, it's just thecruiseglobe.com. It's just a website at the moment. It's called thecruiseglobe.com, and you can go on any computer. You can put it on the TV if you want. You can put it anywhere that has the internet, basically. You could probably even go on it if you have a Nintendo DS. I don't know if it works on the DS, but that'd be quite funny. 3D doesn't work on my computer or phone. It definitely does work. It definitely does work. I promise. I promise it works. Does Hudson like ketchup on cookies? No one likes that. Ketchup on cookies. Crazy. Ketchup on pizza? Perhaps. He would eat cookies though. Hudson will eat anything. If I am eating something and I think, oh, a cat's definitely not going to like this. Like I was eating, they're like foamy sweets that are shaped like mushrooms, pink mushrooms. Now, a cat would not want to eat a foamy pink mushroom. Hey, Hudson, sniff this. You won't like it. And then he's like, cheeky. Cheeky. He also loves crisps. Not that I feed him crisps, but he likes to get the packet and he likes to lick the packet. The website is such a great idea. Thanks to everyone involved. I'm so glad that you like it. I think we have just passed 38,000 users on the Cruise Globe now. So that is super exciting. Super exciting. So cool. So cool. I love it. But we have all kinds of cruise lines in here. Ones I've never done expedition cruises, so I don't know where that is. Where is that? Oh, nice. We don't have a picture for that one yet. That's sad. We have pictures for most of them. There, we have most cruise lines. If there are any cruise ships or cruise lines that are not in here that you want, just let us know and we can add them for sure. Cunard, where is Queen Mary to? Is she on her Transatlantic? Yes, she is. She's on a special Transatlantic at the moment. And my friend Chris Frame is on there. He's doing lectures. He lectures on board. And that's on my cruise bucket list for sure, to see my friend Chris talk. I don't know how he does it. He sends me pictures of the lecture hall. I just think that is my worst nightmare. There's almost no amount of money that would get me to do that. I say almost because there must be an amount. But yeah. Email sent about new ships. Amazing. Yes. Would you consider a cruise to Antarctica? If someone else is paying for it, then yes, I'll consider it. It is so expensive. It's crazy. I don't know, even if I had the money that I could spend that much money. I don't know. Plenty of people do. It's the fastest growing, category within cruising is expedition cruising. So yeah. Tom says Tony is going live in an hour. Will you join his chat? Yes, I did not know that. I will keep an eye out while I'm eating my dinner. In an hour, as in 10 minutes, or an hour and 10 minutes? Let me know. He's probably getting ready. What are some of the add-ons that you never or rarely pay for on cruises? So it's probably easier if I list what I do spend rather than what I don't, because the only things I normally pay for are Wi-Fi and soda package normally. So one of the really nice things is my last cruise that I took, you would have seen on every single post I have to write ad because I was on a press trip. And what that means, that's the Norwegian Star cruise that I did. But what that means is that I get things that I would never normally pay for. Like I had a full alcoholic drinks package and I had a Starbucks package, which I've never drunk Starbucks in my life. But it just confirmed to me why it's not worth me having those things, because I tried to drink and I can't drink as much as it costs. So yeah, I'm never paying for alcoholic drinks on a cruise. I'm definitely not buying anything from the art gallery. No, definitely not. The only art I have is obviously my cruise maps. And this is a really nice piece of art that we also sell on cruise maps. But a lot of the cruise ship art is the same, I find. So yeah. No, not interested. I'm not spending any money in the spa either, if I can avoid it. I did do a tour of the spa on a recent cruise, but even the tour, I didn't like it because they just sort of walk you around and put you in front of a lady whose job it is to say, oh, well, I can fix your wrinkles and your bad skin. And I'm like, I didn't come here for this. Like, I'm fine, thank you. I hate it. I don't like the spa. I don't want anyone, don't touch me. I don't want a massage. So the spa goes completely unused. I don't pay for exercise classes or the gym or anything like that. I sound like so much fun, but no. Don't like it. Not supposed to swipe the art from the cruise and take it home? No. The art flapping in the wind on the carnival video is hilarious. It was so loud. So loud. It's hard to explain how loud it was without being there. It just made me laugh, so I thought I'd put it in the video. But yeah, this was the one. So you can see more details on there. 1,535 nautical miles, 7 days, 6 ports, and 4 countries. I really like this. I find this interesting. It helps me. It helps me to remember. Have you done a transatlantic? Let's have a look at my map. Oh, yes, I have. Just one. Queen Mary 2, which really is the way to do it, I think, if you're going to do a transatlantic into New York. I have cruised from New York a couple of times. I like this one, where we just did a circle on Carnival Magic. I don't know why. Interesting, though. Interesting. Love the thermal area. Yeah, the thermal area is different. A thermal area I can enjoy because it's just relaxing by yourself. It smells nice. You get to go in little bubble baths, that kind of thing. Not really bubble baths. I mean jacuzzis. But yeah. Yeah, with all the cruises you've gone on, the cruise globe looks like it's filled with spaghetti. It does in some places, yeah. Mostly the English Channel and also the Mediterranean. I've done quite a lot of Mediterranean loops around here. Okay, only these 2 went through the middle, Symphony of the Seas and Celebrity Edge. Costa, MSC, nice. And then we've got some down Greek islands. This was an interesting one. This was the one I did on the Emerald Azura. Let's see if we can go into the canal. That'll be cool. Ooh. That's as far as I can zoom. But still, you can see we went through this canal here. That's pretty cool. Nice. I genuinely almost forget that you guys are there. Yeah, the whole cruise globe was a souped up Excel to help Emma remember where she's cruised. Pretty much, yes. So I've always had a Google Doc, just a sheet where I list out which cruises I've been on, the dates, everything like that. And I just thought there's got to be something better than this, right? So I joined the cruise maps, and I knew that this data existed, and I just thought there's got to be a way that we can all have access to it, right? Because the cruise lines aren't going to give you access to this stuff, no one else is. So we basically created the cruise globe. Also, so you can add all your cruises, and obviously it is the front of the cruise maps, the physical company that we have. So we're hoping that if you add 20 cruises to your cruise globe, you might see one that's interesting like this one, and you might buy a physical print. Obviously that is the hope. No pressure, you don't have to do that, but yeah, it is what I want. And it's so nice to have ideas and then not be met with like people who are willing to do it, which is so good. Love the Excel sheet. Yeah, me too. It was a lot of looking through emails, though, to try and find out what exact dates and things went. Yeah. Love a nice thermal suite. Yeah, there's some really nice thermal suites on cruises. That is true. Oh, Which company has the best on-ship app? You might not expect this, but when I was on Carnival, I was very impressed with the app. And I feel like I made a point about that in the review because it was really good. It never crashed once. I like to see the deck plans. I like to see, if I'm sat somewhere, where is the nearest toilet? I can see it on the deck plan. I like to see all my transactions. That was pretty good. I will say most cruise lines are pretty much the same now. They've all sort of got to the same standard, which is good. There's a few that don't really have an app, but they do have a website app kind of thing. The same way we kind of have the cruise globe at the moment. But most of them are pretty good. I like the ones that have the free communication in them. I think that's pretty nice. So you can talk to other people on the cruise. Yeah. But yeah, this is going to be an app very soon. Like we are building it. If it's not a trade secret, could you say a bit about the new product that's from the cruise maps? Yeah. How much can I say? So we started with the cruise maps, which is these physical on the wall prints, right? Big ones, small ones, white frames, black frames. That was the basis of this. We realized very quickly people ran out of space on the walls. So we created our cruise album. There's my cruise album. And people put their cruises in there. It's a nice collection. We wanted a way for people to be able to, I don't know how to not give away this whole thing, but have a similar collection of cruises at something that is at a cheaper price point and is smaller. And you're already very familiar with it if you've been on a cruise, but this is better. Coming soon, if that makes sense. If you want to know, join Patreon. Yeah, I do share. I can share more inside Patreon. Yeah. P&O has a web app. Hopefully they'll have a full one. They do have it in development, I think, because I saw it and I was like, yeah, good for you. Well done. Could you allow the cruise globe to allow me to manually add the ports I went to before 2015? We're not going to do that because we are almost at the point that we can do it for you. So it would be a lot of work for us to let everyone do it. We don't have the capacity to do that. So very soon we're using all the data we have since 2015, and we're going to basically mock up, assuming you went the normal way from A to B, you went here. It's basically, and it'll just change. So do add them into the cruise globe, and then once it's ready, then it will be ready. Yeah. Excited. I'm definitely buying it. You don't even know what it is yet. I love that so much. Thank you. You will love it though. You will. And you'll not be surprised. You'll be like, of course. Of course. Yeah, you would think these Carnival owned lines would use the same app with different branding. You would. They don't though. There's so many things that are so different. I mean, some of them do, like Celebrities is the same as Royal Caribbean's pretty much. But yeah, it is almost the end of this live stream. So I was going to ask if you have any quick fire questions. And here's a great example of a quick fire question from Adam. Can we shave your head again? No, I shaved my head twice for charity and I'm not planning on doing it for a third time. Yeah. Thanks for the stream. Enjoy your pizza. Thank you very much. Yeah, I have shaved my head twice, so that does make sense. If I didn't do that, that would be a really weird comment. But I have done that. So yeah, just a reminder, we now have live data in the cruise globe. So when you're going on a cruise, if you're on a cruise and you see another ship outside the window and you wonder who's that, you can check it out. There's ambience off on our mission. Completely free to use the cruise globe. Norwegian Cruise Line in here, just saying hello. Hello, Norwegian. We've been talking about you, of course. I don't think there's any cruise live stream that goes by where we don't talk about Norwegian. But if you want to rewind to the bit where someone asked me why I love Norwegian, that's probably probably interesting. NCL, yes, off on a mission indeed. But yes, all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Please go and check out the Cruise Globe. It is so much fun. The live stuff is just so cool, so cool. All right, so I'll be back next week, same time, same place. And thanks for coming. All right, goodbye.